All right, how strong is he? It's Daniel Park, man. Let's do it. So I've been knowing that some of you guys told me that Daniel's he's got two bodies. Well, I've been knowing that he's got two bodies, but the original bodies actually trained and get that handsome body, which is crazy, man. Which I'm looking forward to it, man. So today we're watching how strong is Daniel Park. Let's do it.
Little Daniel. The Daniel we know started out incredibly weak. However, in the current chapter, he has power approaching the top of the series. Now
Oh shit!
body, Daniel has definitely improved
Second body. So this is
power
his
approaching
the bodies that they in the anime, right?
the top of the
handsome one.
series. Now going against the second body, Daniel has definitely improved drastically. Daniel during the start of the series was unable to even hurt a fly. He was constantly picked on by Logan Lee and was unable to handle
Shit,
himself
man.
in any
It
fighting
was
situation. But in chapter 1,
crazy,
he received
man.
his second body, heavily assisting his livelihood and himself in dangerous situations. But this video isn't about his second body. We're talking about the original Daniel Park, and let's see how much he's grown. So now that we have two bodies,
I was thinking when I watched the MMV, I was thinking that's actually a second body of Daniel, but it actually is his original body, which is crazy, man. Daniel trained so hard that he get that body, that handsome body too.
we refer to Daniel as Fat Daniel now. So Fat Daniel's first step to get a stronger body is working out with Vasco. After his altercation with Logan
working
Lee
out
and
with
Jay,
Vasco?
Daniel understands he's still useless in his second body. So he decides to approach Vasco to start working out and strengthening his body. This doesn't
Let's
prove
go.
very successful because his diet is horrible. Pointed out by Vasco, unless Daniel starts eating clean, he can never make progress. Daniel's diet begins and he starts making small improvements with his weight. Eventually
Look at
having
my boy.
Zoe even point out he's been getting taller and looking
Oh,
better.
wow.
Good job, Piggy. At this point in the story, the infamous window push occurs, putting Daniel's second body out of commission. This forces Daniel to deal with his problems without his second body and face the scary world in his original body. And right as his second body is out of commission, Logan Lee starts causing trouble within J High. He forces Zoe to be his girlfriend because of his threat to Fat Daniel. Daniel needs to do something to save Zoe, so he confronts Logan, challenging him to a fight. Daniel proposes a bet with Logan.
Daniel is always a
Rule,
good
if
guy, man.
Logan uses two hands in the fight, he loses and has to let Zoe go. Logan accepts these terms and scoffs at Daniel's bet, but Daniel's persistent. He fights hard and for the first time is fighting seriously in his original body and will do anything in his power to win. Although physically weak, this is where Daniel begins to show his genius nature in fighting for the first time. Having seen and fought both Vasco and Zach in his second body, Daniel begins to copy their techniques and fighting style. He perfectly imitates both their styles into his fight with Logan. Even
Eat that! Eat that! Oh my god, I hate this guy, man. That pig guy in the first episode when I watch animes, he do dirty to our boys, man. And look at my boy! Oh, he's got this chubby body, and now he's training to get that. Ah, shit! This is character's progression,
getting
man.
some shots off. Daniel is a genius in copying other martial arts. He pushes
And he
Logan
copies
hard
stuff
and it
too?
forces him to use both hands. And with this being accomplished, Daniel has won the fight and saved Zoe from Logan's tournament.
wow.
Logan gets mad
This
and
is
continues to
good,
beat up
man.
Fat Daniel. But miraculously, Daniel's second body wakes up from the hospital and the coma and goes to stop Logan. This is progression, and for the first time, we see that Daniel exhibits the same abilities as Johan Seong, the copy
Who is
genius.
this guy?
They both have abilities to copy other people's techniques upon fighting them.
Oh, wow.
I want to point out that Daniel's first body is still incredibly strong in this state because he was able to tank multiple of Logan Lee's hits. Daniel also has extreme foresight, being able to see attacks but just not having the instincts to react to them because he's not in his second body, which has all the reflexes. He's in his first. Daniel's main problem is his low self-confidence because he is an incredibly strong person, forcing Vasco to knock him out because he believed he could not withstand Daniel's punches anymore. So Daniel's been losing weight constantly with Vasco, but everything changes once he starts training with Sophia. Daniel forms a cordial relationship with Steve Hong, who seems to want to take down the workers, and he enlists Daniel to do so. But the problem is that Daniel is too fat and too ugly that the bouncers of Club Vivi won't even let him in. So he tells Sophia to train.
Is this a
Daniel is too
lady
fat
or a
and
man,
too
man?
ugly.
If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, man. But it look like a man, man. This
once he
doesn't
starts
look like a
training
lady.
with Sophia. Daniel forms a
Sophia
cordial
named like a
relationship
lady.
with Steve Hong, who seems to want to take down the workers, and he enlists Daniel to do so. But the problem is that Daniel is too fat and
It's
too
crazy, man,
ugly,
because
and
I don't
bounces
I
from
haven't
baby
read the manhwa
women.
yet, so
So
I
he
don't know.
tells Sophia
I don't
to
know.
train Daniel
I don't know
and
what
help him
he's
lose
talking about.
90 pounds. This is where Daniel learns the stemma from Sophia, same woman who trained Jae Hong, and we know how strong Jae Hong is. Daniel learns to finally fight
Train
for real
him?
and
Train
utilizes his
Jae?
fighting abilities first in the third affiliate arc. Daniel comes out of training as a different person here, being completely unrecognizable to who he previously was. He starts shaping into the little Daniel we now know, completely removing all the fatness in this case. And he shall no longer be known as Fat Daniel, but now just Little Daniel. Little Daniel possesses the power of Sophia's Systema and the confidence to barge into the workers' third affiliate, to deal with them, and even fight them by himself. This confidence can only bring him so far though, as immediately we see the insane power difference between his original body and the current fighters of the series. A current fighter, such as Jake Kim, was able to choke him out with ease with his MMA. Another fight he had was with third affiliate executive Hu Xiang. Hu Xiang didn't really need to try against him and won pretty easily.
I don't know who this guy, who are all those guys are, man.
In this case. So Daniel is definitely nowhere close to the top of the series at this point, but he at least had the confidence to try to fight Hu Xiang and even had some hits in on him. He might be old face or below level at this point in the series, because we know that old face would lose in a pretty easy difficulty match against any of the third affiliate executives, similar to Daniel.
Old face
is no pushover, so I would say Daniel's around his level. Little Daniel, even with the copy techniques and Systema, is not able to dent the likes of third affiliate executives at this point in the series, but he's easily able to deal with fodders, as when he handled the drug zombies in the third affiliate. Whereas for any real threat, Daniel is still powerless with his weak body and hasn't received that much training. Still, it's a massive
still weak, but we get that body
to handle himself in most fights now. After the third affiliate, Daniel mainly uses his second body for most fights. Although not strengthening Little Daniel, Daniel still gains fight IQ and experience with his fights against Hudson, Heisu, and all the other characters he's fought in this body. With each fight, he grows
all these characters,
more
man.
confident, and
I
is
wish I
also
could.
more aware of
I wish they animated quick, man.
This will overall also make his original body have better fight IQ and perform better even if he's not using it. Geopark's arc also comes into play later, and Little Daniel was seen to easily overpower Jiho, but I guess that's not a very impressive feat. Daniel finally uses his original body again in the circus in the second affiliate. Although he doesn't engage in combat in this arc, mainly allowing Zach Lee and Warren Che to fight, we know that Daniel is still the same strength he was in the third affiliate, meaning he shouldn't be able to match up against the likes of Kenta, Sato, and definitely not Sinu. Since the second affiliate executives are even stronger than the third, and he couldn't even beat the third affiliate, Daniel just had to allow Vin Jin, Zach, Jake, and Warren to fight in this case. However, things become very different once his second body is kidnapped during this arc and is sent to Jigen Park. Now Daniel has no means of even accessing his overpowered body and will have to completely rely on Little Daniel to rescue it and take down the first affiliate. This is where Gun comes into play. And Daniel becomes Gun's masterpiece. Daniel is a genius at heart. With his second body and original body, he is able to possess the same abilities as Johan Seong, the affiliate, overpowered body, and will have to completely rely on his heart. Now Daniel has no means of even accessing his overpowered body and will have to completely rely on Little Daniel to rescue it and take down the first affiliate. This is where Gun comes into play and Daniel becomes Gun's masterpiece. Daniel is a genius at heart. With his second body
when we watch at the MMA, right, it's like something going on between him and Gun. Seems like they were training together.
Body, he is able to possess the same abilities as Johan Seong the Prodigy, the ability to copy martial arts techniques from others. Another ability he has is his incredible learning speed. In just 1 month of training with Gun Park the Nurture Genius, Daniel grows so exponentially strong, he reaches the levels of the top fighters in Lookism. He first shows up after Gun's training in the Hunt for Big Deal arc, where he doesn't show too much of his strength, because this arc was more like a teaser for the first affiliate. But in this arc alone, he was able to one-shot a second affiliate executive and even throw Xiao Long into the air with ease. Not only this, he was able to react to Yu Xiang's attacks and block them. Yu Xiang being the strongest of the workers, this is one of the most impressive feats Daniel has. In the Holidays arc, we get more of Little Daniel's ridiculous feats. He is now the leader of the Allied crew, and we flash back to Gun saying he is able to copy the techniques of most fighters and the first generation kings now. Before, he was unable to do it because his body lacked the power to effectively copy attacks and styles. But now, Daniel is able to copy everything. He is finally pushed for the first time against Kwok Ji Chang. But this isn't a discredit discredit
Yeah,
Daniel
this
at
is
all.
the first
Rocky
king, right?
Chang is ranked
First
number
king
one in
generation.
all the third generation kings, of course minus Jake's brother and James Lee. This means Ji Chang, the former king of Seoul, was stronger than Taesu, Gonseop, and Seokdu. To give some context, Taesu was able to easily pick apart Daniel's second body in their fight in the One Night 3 arc. The same Daniel who beat Hudson Ann, the crew head of Ants in Public, and a really strong character who was breaking buildings, bro. Hudson's punches were breaking concrete. Ji Chang, who was even stronger than Taesu and Seokdu. This is pretty impressive already because Taesu was way above Daniel in that arc, so this means that in his first body, he was stronger than his second body. Seokdu is another first generation king who needed a 3v1 of CQC Warren, Path to Mastery Eli, and Path to Mastery Samuel to defeat. I will say Daniel lost this fight quite hard, but it's impressive he could fight with Ji Chang for so long. And when he was losing, Daniel was able to consciously pull out his trump card, Ultra Instinct. He's able to consciously go Ultra Instinct.
Ultra Instinct.
Ultra Instinct. It put Ji Chang on full alert, and it seemed like it made him go full power. Who would have won, Ji Chang or UI Little Daniel? I don't know the answer to that, but we do know it forced Ji Chang to go full power, so I would have UI Little Daniel above Taesu and Seokdu here. Remember how I said his first body was above his second body? Well, that's without UI, because if his second body goes UI, it's pretty much GG for everyone. But we'll talk about that later as we now move on to the first affiliate. First things first, Daniel was able to blitz Warren at the start of the first affiliate. The same Warren who beat Jerry Kwan, a character that pushed Mandiok back. I'm not sure what that means. It's up to your interpretation here. We also have Logan Lee versus Little Daniel. This honestly wasn't even considered a fight. It was pretty much just a maul of Logan Lee getting his shit rocked by Little Daniel. Daniel also shows he copied Ji Chang's hand blade techniques after his fight with him. So obviously Daniel got stronger once again after the holidays arc. So Logan Lee, I don't know where to rank him in terms of strength, but I'll say he's not that weak. Daniel is now fighting against his second body UI Daniel. And I'm not sure at the upload date of this video the results are out yet, but as of the recording of this video it hasn't concluded yet. So I don't think Little Daniel is of the level of UI second Daniel, but who knows. Maybe he evolves mid-fight once again and becomes the top of the series and gun level. But I wouldn't like this to
What a setup, man. These two is gonna fight each other, his second body and him.
Happen because I feel like that's too fast, and being the pinnacle of power means that the series would end soon. And if the series ends soon, my YouTube channel will also end soon. Nah, I'm just kidding. As we approach the end of this video, I want to talk about all of Daniel's techniques on the wiki. So in theory, Daniel should have all these techniques that he's copied from other fighters: boxing, Muay Thai, Sistema, Capoeira, wrestling, Aikido, Kyokushin Karate, Hard Fist,
this man's like a martial art at this point.
And a lot of other martial arts via Ultra Instinct. Daniel is the copy genius in this case. He definitely succeeds Johan in copying.
Who is that
he's
guy?
Just the ultimate fighter who will be the strongest.
He's probably strong as Daniel, you know. That's why he compare him to Daniel.
He's able to tank attacks.
I compare Daniel to him.
Who's able to literally split rocks. He is of the upper echelon of the second generation, probably the strongest of the second generation right now. You know, he might even be gun level at the end of the first affiliate arc. So if you did enjoy this video,
wow, that was crazy, man. So Daniel, wow, he trained, he got this kind of body, and he even gets stronger and stronger and stronger. So he able to copy other people's techniques. Oh my god, wow. All right, guys, if you enjoyed the reaction, please consider like, subscribe. You want to see more of these kind of videos, and put a comment. Yeah, you want to see more of these kind of videos, and I do what I can to give it to you guys. Have a good day, good night, and I will see you then. Bye.